everybody. We have Kamari Ramsey, Coach Riley, and Miller Moss.
Okay, all right. I'm super proud of the second half, the resilience of this team. Didn't play really a very good first half in any phase, and it's kind of second week in a row that we've been in the locker room. And it's like, all right, are we gonna step up and go play the way that we know we're capable of? And we did that. We've done it 2 weeks in a row. Obviously, we want to start faster. Clearly, turnovers, big explosive plays by them. Just not a very good first half in any way, shape, or form. But the resilience of this group to come back and I think 28-0 there in the second half. Some big plays defensively. Had the huge fumble recovered by Hank on the punt. That was a big play, and then offensively got going a little bit and made some competitive plays. So proud of the way we stepped up. It's a good, tough, physical team that we just battled, and great to see our guys really respond. Appreciate our crowd, the excitement in there in the Coliseum there in the second half was really cool. So great day, awesome to get our first Big Ten win, which is great, and obviously on to the next one.
Linking for Storage, congratulations again on your first conference win. As you mentioned, in that first half, despite the balanced attack, the mistakes kind of felt like a decline, especially that second quarter. Can you go through each phase, each three of the phases, and tell us what the difference was out the locker room that you saw?
Just a really, really good speech.
Will you tell us what you said in it?
No, trust me, it wasn't that good. It was these guys. They were. I think we came in just knowing that we just simply we beat ourselves in a lot of ways. And Wisconsin made some good plays. I mean, I'm not saying that, but we gave up explosive plays. We didn't stop the run in the first half. We moved the ball pretty well offensively, but obviously had the 2 turnovers in plus territory. And then we had the big special teams play that got them momentum. So we just really didn't do anything very well, but I think we felt like a lot of it was under our control. And we kind of laid out exactly what we felt like the second half should look like. And we knew, I think the big deal was each side of the ball has got to hold up their end. Like, we got to go get it started defensively, and we did. And then each side of the ball has got to hold that. And if you do it, you get in a little bit of a momentum swing, and we were able to create that and really ride it out the entire second half.
Coach, you said.
Quick for you. Do you feel like you had better blocking, better protection in that second half? And then second, can you walk us through that sneak and spin into the end zone?
Yeah, I mean, I think the offensive line obviously got challenged this week, and I think they answered the bell in all respects. I thought we did a great job in the first half, moving the ball, kind of like Coach said. We just, had some critical errors that slowed us up. I mean, I think we had 250 yards of offense and 10 points and a half, which is kind of ridiculous when you look at it. And we obviously got to be better just finishing drives, especially in the plus territory, like Coach said. On that play, it just felt like they were crashing pretty hard. In those situations, sometimes guys be more aggressive than they are, in just regular play situations. So just felt the guy crash and thought I could get one and was able to get a little bit more. So.
Lincoln, what have you seen from Denton over the past 2 weeks? Halftime a different way.
Yeah, I think he's got a really good feel, obviously, for our system and the way that people are trying to attack us, and then conversely, the way that we want to attack people. And so, and I think especially when you're playing kind of new opponents, right? It's not like you got a bunch of familiar coordinators that we've been going against in the same league forever and ever. So I think he's getting a good feel for the people we're playing. I think he's getting a good feel for our guys and what we're doing well and adjustments we need to make. And I think Dan, but really our entire staff, those guys really communicate well, work well together, and they're very much on the same page about anything that we need to improve. And so far, we've been able to do that this season.
Coach, along those lines, what did the second half of this game today kind of show you about how you guys can compete in this Big Ten conference?
I mean this, we knew we could compete. That was not there's never a day where I walk and say there, oh God, I hope we can compete in this conference, right? We knew we could compete. Now you got to go win, right? You got to go play well. And so, yeah, to be able, after the way that last week finished, and to come back, we had a lot of new guys and new positions all over the place. A lot of guys really stepped up on this football team. Have the first half go the way it did, and to come back and play that well just says a lot about the character of the guys in this room. And they're going to battle. We're not going anywhere. We don't panic, and that's a good quality to have, because when you play the schedule that we play, you're going to have some ups and downs, and you got to be incredibly resilient. So far, we have been that.
How would you describe the way you guys sort of struggled in the first half and then turned things around in the second?
Yeah, and kind of like Coach said, his second week in a row, we've started slow offensively, which is unacceptable going forward. And we're going to play teams where that's really going to hurt us than it did the week before. So we got to get that addressed. And I think it's kind of what we said before. We just, made mistakes, turned the ball over. I feel like we're moving the ball really well. I mean, at halftime we said, like, we like everything we have. It's just about us going to execute. And I think the good thing about that is, we had autonomy and going out in the second half and controlling what we control and going and putting up points. It wasn't like they were doing something that was, world beating and we couldn't execute. I think, we just knew we had to play our brand of football and we'd be fine.
For Coach and Miller, what did you make of Jacoby Lane's name? Do you feel like he's becoming the #1 receiver in this offense?
He stepped up and made some big-time plays. I mean, I give him credit. He made some really tough, competitive plays. He made some really timely plays. I mean, he did the one with the big hit over the middle. He had some big-time third down plays. Obviously, the red zone, he was great. So he played a really good game. I think he's growing. I think he's continuing to mature in terms of the way he plays and the way he prepares, and he's just got to keep going. But it was great to see a young guy in that environment, step up and make the plays.
Are you seeing any commonality in the last two games in the first half, things that you did exactly the same way in these two first halves that you can focus on avoiding next week?
If it was only that easy. Not this one felt a little bit different. We probably played, I would say, probably a little better first half offensively this week. We probably played a little bit worse of a first half than we did against Michigan. We had the 3 turnovers, and that was the difference. So, listen, we will have the ability to start fast. We're good. We have it now. We've got to go be able to do it. But at the same time, you just can't script out how all these are going to go. And it's just about your response at the end of the day. And like the flip side is all right. Next week if we happen to go play a really good first half, like we got to show our ass back up the second half and be ready to go too. So you just got to be prepared for 4-quarter games when you play good competition.
Miller said this week that a team takes its identity, and you preach that a team takes its identity in large part from its quarterback. And how did you kind of see, his toughness, particularly in that second half, kind of inform, this team's resiliency in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, he had some tough plays. I mean, the one thing we say in that room and always have is if you show me a tough team and I'll show you a tough quarterback. Show me a soft team and I'll show you a soft quarterback. And that's, I think you got to have it. But it's not just quarterback. It's all over the field. You got to have that. You can have a couple of individually tough guys, but is the group, is that something when you watch the entire team play that you feel that? And that's something that I think this team has a lot of right now. So he's a good example. Kamari is. There's a lot of them on our team.
Kamari, talk about this defensive mindset on 4th down. It seems like every game you guys are coming out with a huge stop on 4th down. Short doesn't. Can you talk about that? Where this is coming from right now?
Just 4th and short. I mean, it's gonna be a physical ball, so we know we gotta nut up and make the play. It was 4th and 1, so gotta come be physical.
It's a very honest answer.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Coach, can you tell us what made you decide to go with the keeper with Moss? What did you see when you called that play?
No, it's just, I mean, it's as Miller said, it's not 100% designed that way. There's always, not always, but in some parts of our offense, there's that option. And, Miller saw it and was aggressive, made a great play.
Miller, how nice is it to have this defense that can hold a team in the second half down and allow you to do your thing?
Yeah, I think it's a luxury offensively. We have to do everything we can, offensively to make it easier on them, and we've certainly put them in some tough spots, and we got to be better. But we have every faith in Coach Lynn, Kamari, and those guys. They play a really tough brand of football. I think they really embody what we want to be about. So, it's a luxury as an offense to have a big group on the other side.
Coach, is there any update on Eric Gentry at all?
What's that?
Is there any update on Eric Gentry at all?
What changed in the second half defensively, holding him to only just barely over 80 yards? It was night and day. What was different?
Just the intensity. I mean, we obviously after a couple of turnovers, we came out flat as a defense. But when we come on the field, we got to come out with the energy, no matter what. If it's a turnover, if it's off a kickoff or a special team, nothing. It doesn't matter. We got to come out, have some energy, and get a stop for the offense. So it was just really the intensity that we came out the second half.
Miller, you were in the medical tent. Are you okay?
Yes.
Any further explanation?
No, I mean, you go flying, you see some things sometimes. No, I'm totally fine. They just want to make sure I'll do it.
Lincoln, you were confident in the offensive line, their ability to bounce back this week. What did you make of how they did?
Yeah, I thought we bounced back. We made some. We played, I thought, especially a really good second half. We had just a couple of individual breaks in the first half, not much. So yeah, I thought we did some really good things, and also playing, you know, with 2 new tight ends, you know, which is a big part of our offense as well. You know, that took a lot, and this is a big boy ball, you know, for a lot of these guys. So no, I thought our O-line stepped up, did some really, really good things, and we'll continue to build on it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.